Time for me to make a little video this evening. Yeah, I'm kind of running out of quick ideas. There was one thing I wanted to do, which was have my son videotape me in the shop while I nailed my ceiling liner back in place because the staples came out. But I couldn't find the stapler, and then when I found the stapler, I found out that it was out of staples, which was kind of discouraging. So I went in there, I pushed it back into place to see what needed to be done. All the staples that had been pulled through stuck out, and I hammered them into place and held it that way until I was able to get nails in it. I was focused on it, got it done long before anybody ever came there. It is kind of dark out right now, which is a little frustrating, which means the lighting in there is really bad. I do need to upgrade the lighting for future video work. I'd also like to get it set up so that I can have a camera focused on my lathe work without anybody having to work as a cameraman, because it's kind of frustrating to have to have that all the time. It takes two of us. We're also finding that our uploading is interfering with each other. Wesley usually waits till I get home to start, and then by the time we get going with anything, both of us are doing it, and it interferes with the amount of time that it takes to go up. And it's hard to have them both go in before midnight. Yesterday mine got done first for whatever reason, and his didn't get done until like 11:30, which was cutting it pretty close. The idea is for us to make a 10-minute video every day, which means if it finishes uploading after midnight, we didn't make it. What I'm doing right now is playing Runescape. I'm only playing about 10 minutes of it. They've got a special event on right now, which means I get extra XP for fletching, which is my closest skill to 99. In fact, I'm closing in on that. Probably the next couple of weeks I'll go over if I spend even a little bit of time on it. I usually play a little bit. I don't have a lot of time for it. I don't have money for it. That's why I'm on a free server all the time. But I do enjoy the game. And I've been playing for a very long time. My character's got his 15-year dance or whatever it is they give you for that. So that's my character. He's busy cutting yew trees, turning them into yew shield bows. I don't string them. Too much work to do. I get more XP just doing what I'm doing faster. And I'm going to go deposit these in the bank, because when I'm done fletching, I'm going to sell them all on the Grand Exchange. Even if I get 5 gold for each one, it's quite a lot. In fact, I've got over 23,000 of them in there right now. And it'll be over 25,000 before I get this done. Oh, Wesley's upstairs making weird sounds, if the microphone's picking that up. So, this is in Lumbridge, just outside the crater area. I find it's one of the best places. I do have to go to a world where there aren't very many people, because this place is always occupied in the busy worlds, or almost always occupied. And I just want to take a look at something here quick, because okay, so I'm hiding that well. I don't even see what I'm looking at. Okay, so nobody knows, hopefully, that my wife put clay on my face to help draw impurities out of a place. I don't know how it works or what it does, but it does make my toothache problem better, so I don't argue with it. We just do it. I could show it quick here. She put clay on that spot. The toothache is on the other side of my cheek there. And it doesn't really hurt. It hasn't hurt for a long time. Because we've been doing this, it did get better. So, time is just going to crawl on this one. I got to get to 10 minutes. Should double check back. OBS can flash back and forth. Yeah, it's busy recording. That was a worry, because I don't want to start all over again. Runescape is where it's at. So you can see I'm already 99 in woodcutting. In fact, if I didn't have to woodcut, well, let's put it this way, I wouldn't have to woodcut if I was willing to spend money to buy the logs, but I don't know, I'm a Dutchman, and spending money on something that I could easily do myself is kind of anathema. So I'm busy cutting the wood and gaining XP that I don't really need, and turning it into bows to get my 99, and then I'm going to sell it all and make more money. Not like I'm hyper wealthy, I just don't play the game that much. I am kind of curious about where I'm at on my currency pouch, because when I get to 125 of these, I can buy a lamp which will give me some free XP. Free considering I paid for it with these oddments and bought it at the oddment store. And since I don't have any keys, I don't have any chance of earning anything else right now, unless it decides to hand me one. Rare item tokens. I'm a non-member. I don't even know if there's anything a non-member can really do with those that's worth anything. So it was a long day at work today. A lot of stuff messed up. It's frustrating when you have a finished side come through and it's got a problem, so either you end up taking it back apart or you don't put it together in the first place, so that the piece can be replaced. That happened far more often today than I like. In fact, several times it was after I put it together, and taking them apart is taking a cabinet back apart once it's been pressed is not an easy feat. Hard not to break other pieces. And of course, our edge banding people put edges on wrong edges on the wrong edge, and then some of them got doweled the wrong way, so I had to send them back to get done. It can be very frustrating, especially since you end up with half-built cabinets all around you. I've got room for like 2, maybe 3 of them. And this morning when I came in already, I had 3. And I got 2 more shortly after that. I was kind of having trouble finding space to put them. Fortunately, they brought me some pieces to complete some of these and get them out of my way. Still, there's a big one sitting there, which I was told to take it all the way apart, but the way it was coming apart, I knew I was going to break pieces, so I told them, I said, look, I'll leave it this far and park it beside the conveyor, and hopefully nobody will kick it too much until I get my parts. But I don't want to risk breaking pieces, because sometimes these sides are nearly half a sheet of material, and if you ever go out buying material, especially here in Canada, that stuff isn't cheap. So I'd rather bust as little of it as possible, and I think the boss appreciates that. Otherwise he would have leaned on me to take it apart all the way anyway. And just a little frustrated with how many problems are coming through. Problems with the materials. We have this stuff that it's got a protective plastic coating on it, and I get the impression that the people who are machining it ahead of me think because it's got a protective plastic coating you can be extra rough with it and it's not a big deal. Well, if it goes through the protective coating, it is a big deal. And that's what the issue's been. I try not to slide finished sides at all. In fact, if I don't have to, I don't build on them. They're on the upside, where the worst thing that happens is the press presses down on them. And I do my best to clean out the interior of the press to make sure there's no hardened glue anywhere that would mar the surface. And usually the damage isn't on my end. I'm careful enough. This video is winding along pretty good. I've got about a minute to go. I'll probably finish this load if it lets me. Maybe go just a little bit longer. I want to make sure it's 10 minutes long. Which means we got about a minute. So let's see, usually the logs give me 75 XP fletching each, and right now they're getting me 93 and 94 each, which is not a huge amount more, but it makes a difference. Okay, I'm going to turn them into U shield bows, so you can see the 93 goes up, 94 goes up. You can see I've got just over 180,000 XP to go, which, considering I'm closing in on 12.9 million XP in fletching, that's really not that much. Be closing in on it soon. Have it under 179. No, I think it's still going to be just a little bit above. No, I'm going to get it below 179k, which is alright. My video should end here. Just the way I've been ending things, don't forget, time flies whether you're having fun or not. And I can close this up and do something else. Thanks for listening.